The hotel is run down. It's full of fleas. It's full of bed bugs, etc. It had Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah, they're migrants. They're dirty, aren't they? They're
No,
migrants.
that's not what she was
Dirty
saying.
bastards.
That's not
The
what she was
fuck?
saying.
What is
I
this
never said anything like that, Alicia. And this
She
is
never
what
said
I
all
mean.
like that.
You're twisting everything for your own little narrative. That's the problem with this app. I never said anything as a slur. I never said anything racist. And I stand against discrimination strongly on this app. I stand against the act of discrimination. I don't care who the victim is. I stand against the act because I don't agree with discrimination of any form. I wasn't discriminated as a single parent travelling with 2 young children. I didn't feel safe. I don't want to bring bed bugs back to my house. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And that's probably got nothing to do with migrants because the bed bugs were probably there before the migrants were.
Yeah, they were.
That's what I said. If that makes me a racist, then the people that were running lives the other day calling me a racist, then I am a racist.
No, you're not.
seen
No,
the
you're
video,
not.
but that
No, you're
just
not.
came from nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
No, you have to. No, she
I
won't
have
be.
to feel safe. I drove home last night from the bloody travel lodge that I booked into because I didn't feel safe in there because the carry on in other rooms and my child was screaming hysterically in the middle of the night. I got home at 2:25 this morning. 3-hour drive with 2 kids
I know.
because I didn't feel safe. Nothing to do with migrants. It was a nice hotel, but the people above me were having a bloody massive domestic. My kid wouldn't settle, and I was like, do you know what I'm going on? Do you know what I mean?
Kate, can I ask? Did you bring that to a live? Did you actually say that on a live?
No, it's on my video because I was asking about the hotel because when I said I was going to that hotel and it cost me £100 a night and I was dead happy with the hotel, everyone started saying these comments.
Yeah, do you know what it is? You're going to have a lot of misunderstandings on this app and you're going to have a lot of people who jump very quickly. And this is the problem.
There's no slur in the video or nothing, do you know what I mean?
Some things are just best to be private thoughts and kept with your family and your friends.
It's not even like a bad photo. It's saying I didn't feel safe. And I wouldn't feel safe staying there.
I know, but people will take things the wrong way. And this is the whole problem with this subject.
Snoring.
When people bring up certain subjects, there will be always people that are offended or take things the wrong way. And some things are just best kept to your own thoughts or with your close family and friends. And it's sad that you can't speak out.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that because this platform isn't devised with that. If she's asking a devised question,
you're saying that then. So when
let him finish. Let him finish, Kate.
Autistic children, I should just ignore it and speak to my friends and family about it. When people discriminate against me, I should ignore it and just talk to my friends and family. Yeah?
Why are they discriminating against you? I don't understand.
Because of disabilities. Because I have lupus. The amount of people that comment on, oh, you've got a red face, Kate. Yes, I have lupus. Do you know what I mean?
This is the vicious circle we're in.
People do it in public.
Yeah,
really
this is the vicious circle. Everyone.
Look how red your face is. I have lupus, sweetheart.
Yeah, but this is the vicious circle we're in. Why are people commenting on people's race on here? Why are people commenting on people's disabilities? This is just
Hi guys, I'm just gonna stop this right now, and I'm gonna be a bit rude, and I'm gonna get some hate for it. But if anyone doesn't understand what white privilege is, this is what you've just done. You've just stopped the discussion between something that was fairly serious and thinking what you've got to say is more important than what was being discussed. And I understand, Kate, what you're saying, but I don't think it was something that you should have just come in, overtook the conversation that was in the boxes, and then had your own little personal debate between you, Fraser, and Nikki. I think that's unfair what you've done, love. And I'm going to say that, no hate. But
do you think it's fair, Cockapoo, that I had a hate live run on me the other day?
I think that.
Do you think that's fair? People calling me a racist.
You have just changed the topic of the conversation.
That's acceptable.
And you still think you can talk over me, which is fine. I'm going to drop. That's my point.
Right. Come on, listen. Right, yes, let's get back to the topic. Yeah. Kate wasn't being racist in her videos at all. She asked a question and she got the answers. So, right, come on, let's get back to the subject then. Top Girl, have you got any more to say?
Let me just say
Paige,
this.
you don't want to come in while you're in, so.
All I was going to say is, well, I've already said it, but people are already picking and choosing what they want to hear. When back in the days when everyone was friends and stuff, we would all have stuck by what has been said to Hayley because that's the right fucking thing to do. But now, because people have had grievances and stuff, people are picking and choosing what they're selective with and what they're outraged by. Stick to your morals and what you would have done in the past, instead of just because you've fallen out with a certain person, you're choosing the other side. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to say this one more time.
Can I drop you down, mate?
The most important people in the whole of this thing, as adults and as parents, is safeguarding those children. There is no excuse whatsoever, and we keep saying it, and we've deflected, and appreciate Cockapoo coming up saying that, right? Is that if you see something that you think is not right, and children are then being brought into this for no reason, they are innocent children, innocent, right? Do something about it. Say something. You don't need to use racism. You don't need to use transgender or anything to win an argument. If you're doing that, you've lost the argument.
Yeah, but that's the problem, simply. People will retaliate, won't they, with stuff like that, and then we go round in this circle. I mean, I just think that's awful.
Because people think it's all right. And if you listen, people know who people are. It's quite simple. And Chippy said this the other day, right? Just block them, man. The more we do this and the more we sit in these lives, the more it comes to it, the more it's going to become something that it should never have been.
Yes, so true. So true.
You know, and Cockapoo's right. We all get up in a box and start chatting stuff that is not irrelevant, and it takes it off the other way, and then it deflects it, and we lose that focus that you're trying to build.
Yeah, I think you lose the argument. You're right. It gets lost because then a slur comes out, and then it all just blows up ridiculous.
Can we let Paigey speak now, please? Thank you.
Just when I'm talking about selectiveness, even on the clip on this video, if you don't actually listen, some of you honestly lack the emotional intelligence and just general intelligence of common sense. I don't know how you make it through every day-to-day life. This video wasn't me getting at Hayley. I've mentioned 4 times in this clip. I'm not saying Hayley needs to go be attacked. I'm not going to say everyone that needs to go against Hayley. I'm saying the selectiveness makes me sick, to do with specifically with Torian. Me and Torian don't even speak now, by the way, so this isn't even me backing my friend like that. I would say none of them should be attacked, if that's how it is in terms of reacting because of your kids, because Torian's kids were mentioned. Torian's unalive parents, who was very recent, both of them were not here, okay? They were mentioned. She went back and said these things. There was no support. In fact, everyone in this room was going against her. In fact, Hayley herself made a video. That's all I was trying to imply. I would have loved to have seen if I made a mistake. You thought I made a mistake. I said dunce bat. It's a Yardie phrase. You thought I said one word. You dropped me, Chippy. Everyone
listen, one second. I dropped you because in case you said it, and now I've allowed you to
I'm saying that before you didn't ask me, we didn't have a conversation.
No, because I would have done the live. I didn't want to accuse you of anything.
No, I didn't. You didn't even let me say what I could have said. Is what I'm saying. Go on. And then I'm saying, you know, the empathy that has been given to Hayley. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. I'm saying it would have been nice if I'd have seen Torian, who was also going through stuff, Chippy, a year ago, being met with the same compassion. Cultural appropriation. You're not a Yardie. I'm West Indian. We speak in the same dialect, Top Girl. See, this is what I mean. I'm doing cultural appropriation to my own culture. I'm West Indian. I'm Guyanese. They speak the dialect there. They speak broken English there too. The same sort of dialect, my love. So maybe Top Girl, go and do your research for digging and putting things in the comments where you are uneducated in every single form in this topic. How dare you? The reason I spoke on the Hayley situation is because Hayley made a video and said that I don't claim Guyana. That is my country. Not one single one of you lot on this app can sit there and tell me my ethnicity or my heritage or what I can be proud of in terms of my family and my bloodline. Do you understand? It's crazy. And these are the kind of little comments that are hateful comments, that are bully comments, and they are very bitchy. They're not needed. Because if you're not even going to sit there and educate yourself on what I actually am, how dare you tell me how to speak? They say dunce bat in Guyana as well, is what I'm saying. Similar dialect, guys.
Listen, we all say bun. We're all forever saying
you
bun.
You all say bun when we brought it to the app. You all say bun. You all say
anything.
Nothing. So if you're going to tell me I'm not aggressive, Bambi, maybe you should have a bit of this sass and a bit of this spunk in your step, and maybe, you know, you'd get things done, my love. Leave me the heck alone, all of you. I said aging backwards like milk. It's very, very common saying aging backwards, yeah? Aging like milk. I said aging backwards like milk because in my head I was saying he was born spoiled because he's running around the app calling me a trans man and I don't look after my kids. But that's fine because it's Paige.
Who said that, Paige?
Corey, that's this.
All right, okay.
That's when you come in and you were saying that aging back was like milk. I said aging back was like milk. And then everyone said I said aging, I was racist, pathetic, try harder. Aging like milk is a phrase. I've said backwards because I said he was born spoiled. Like born gone off. Get it now, guys? It's all clicking in your little heads, bless you. Sweethearts. Top girl, laugh away as it is. You stay behind that green screen because from today and tomorrow, good luck, sweetheart. Good luck, sweetheart. Back to this conversation. I was never once saying that Hayley needs to be jumped on. Hayley including herself, I wish they all had a minute and stood back with a selectedness and thought, why did we treat Torian like that? Like, what actually made us treat a woman who lost her parents, had her kids spoken on, had videos of her kids and her poor unalive like nephews and people to do with her family, all made videos and accounts on this app, and she said something. I'm not agreeing with what she said. I haven't said it, but I'm saying the compassion. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Chippy? Where was the empathy? Where was the understanding for Torian then? That's what I was trying to point out. I'm not going to sit there and once say to anyone, go and attack a female. I'm not saying that about Hayley. The 2 times I've ever mentioned anything to do with Hayley is from my criminology perspective. But I'm not allowed to do that because I mean nothing to you on this app. You think you can talk to me how you want in the comments, say I'm boring, say I'm this, say I'm that, and it's fine. And I must hold my mouth shut, sit on my knees and be compliant. I don't know who you think you are with your entitlement. It's insane. And Cockapoo is right. There is so much freaking privilege. And not just white privilege. I'm talking privilege in general. You're right, Top Girl, from friendship groups. Even in this room, for instance, I don't know any other FYP where you could sit down, Top Girl, and scream at me like that to the point of where I want to cry and then sit down and scream and say, oh, Paige said this word, and then everyone goes mad in the comments. That's still selective.
A lot of people defended you.
Every room you go in, depending on who you like, is going to be selective. That's how life is.
A lot of
I'm
people
asking for understanding towards people like Torian. That's what I was asking in this video. And if you can't understand that, that's a you guys' problem. Stop putting it onto me and my character.
Paige, a lot of people defended you as well.
I'm not talking about that, Chippy. You're getting defensive again. That's common sense.
I'm not getting defensive.
Like you, Chippy. No, it is, because I'm not saying they didn't defend me. I'm not once saying that you come at me or they didn't defend me. I'm saying in a room where it's heavily led or heavily liked, you're going to obviously have bias in every room, no?
This is not a biased room.
Anyone can't sit down and say there's no bias.
This is not a biased room. This is not a biased room. These are
that's your opinion. I respect it. I'm allowed mine.
It is my opinion.
We can agree to disagree.
Right, don't talk over me, Paige. Right, that's not fair. I'm not talking over you. I've tried not to. Right, I'm not. You don't want Top Girl in with you, so Top Girl can come in after you. Right. I try to be fair in here, and I try to hear everybody's opinion and let everybody have an opinion. It's not an echo chamber. A lot of people in here don't even like each other. All right, so they just come in because that's how this room is tried to be fair. So I don't like it when people say it's not a fair room, because it's a fair room.
I'm going to go, Chippy, darling. You don't have to like it. That's my opinion. Please let me have my opinion.
You can have your opinion, but don't slate my comments. Don't slate the people in comments. These are my...
They're comments, Chippy. Do you know how silly this sounds?
Well, you're answering them. You're answering them. You're answering them. You're reacting to them.
They're calling me, and you're saying don't slate.
There's people defending you as well.
Anyway, enjoy the room. Enjoy playing your videos. If none of you can see what I'm coming from ever, then that's the bias.
But people are trying to listen to you. People are trying to understand you.
A critical thinker can see both points at once.
But we're trying to. We're trying to understand. Like,
okay, well, thank you for trying. I didn't know I was so hard to understand.
And now you're just being clever. So what's the point in that?
I'm allowed to be clever. I'm allowed to be me.
No, you're fucking not. Piss off.
You've said these things, but I can't be me.
I can't be arsed with you, Paige, when you're like that. I cannot be arsed with you. This is my fucking room, and my room's a good room. But we're not going to sit here and listen to you fucking talking over everybody and fucking slating everybody. They don't deserve that. They might not agree with you. So fucking what? Not everybody has to fucking agree with you. Who the fuck do you think you are? We don't have to like what you say. We don't have to agree with what you fucking say. You've got your opinion, I've got my opinion. They've got their opinions and they're entitled to their fucking opinion. Just because you don't like their opinion, I don't give a fuck. You're just another random on this fucking app. You know, I happen to think you're alright. But I'm not going to have you coming in and slating all my fucking comments all the fucking time. That's all you've done since you got in the box. Slate the fucking comments. Well, they're well welcome than you are. So if you don't like it, stay the fuck out of my room. I don't give two fucks. I'm sick of people telling me what I can and can't fucking do. How should I fucking respond or how I shouldn't respond? And that's the end of it. If you don't like it, set up your own life and fuck off. That's how I fucking feel, because I'm sick and tired of fucking people on this app thinking they fucking own everybody. People won't agree with everything you fucking say because they don't understand everything you fucking say. Because you don't fucking educate people, you just tell people. You just tell them how they should think. So stop telling people how they should think and educating them properly like you're in a classroom. Tell them, explain it. go into detail. It's bullshit. It's utter fucking bullshit from your mouth all the fucking time.
Chippy, can I just say, you know, like when other communities have had slur words said to them about their communities, they are outraged, and rightly so outraged, and people stand by them. But when it's my community and somebody said something, am I not allowed to be outraged?
Of course you are. Everybody's allowed to be outraged. Everybody's allowed to be. You're all adults. You can all have your outrages. But don't come in, take over my fucking room and tell me how I should that my followers are all fucking wrong because they don't agree with me. No, they're not. They've got an opinion just like you have. Everybody else has. Fucking sick and tired of it. Keeping my mouth shut all the time.
Chippy.
Hiya.
It's such a shame, isn't it, that people can't be on the app with their disabilities, with their beliefs, without people picking on them or taking the mickey out of them, isn't it? It's such a shame that that these arguments are happening, because nobody should be picking on someone if they're transgender. Nobody should be picking on someone if they're a certain race. Nobody should be picking on someone if they've got a disability. And, you know, it just takes one person to stop, and then it's like a domino effect. Mm-hmm. And it's such a shame, isn't it, that you can't be yourself in here with somebody coming at you. And also, I think, you know, Paige obviously is very passionate about what she says.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
But the problem is in the middle of defending yourself, if you are then going to attack people in the comments or make, you know, when she said, you know, do you all understand? She loses the argument, because then you're attacking other people again. And it's a shame, isn't it?
I just think you should teach people, and there's a way to teach people. Shouting and screaming at people and then just going at people just because they have a different view to you, then it's just pointless.
She was being attacked in the comments, and I think.
But a lot of people were defending her as well, Alicia.
Yeah, of course they were. That's how it goes. People attack, people defend, but we tend as human beings to pick out the bad stuff over the good stuff. Everyone does it, but I think she wasn't shouting and screaming, and I think we're all to an extent biased. Each person that goes live and each sort of group of people, everyone has a bias towards people they're friends with. I don't think that what you just said was justified. I don't think, like, she was just saying what she wanted to say. I don't agree with that. It doesn't need to turn into an argument. I think this is really stupid. I think this is what EQ wants from everyone. I personally, with the Hayley and EQ stuff, I'll back Hayley 100% in it. I think it was wholly wrong. I think what happened to Torian was wholly wrong. Other people at the time didn't agree. People had their own opinions on it, but this doesn't need to turn into a whole big thing where Paige is being attacked by a room of people and being told that she's this, that and the other, and not educating people, when that's what she goes into schools and she does that. Do you know what I mean?
I know she does. But why should
that Alicia?
Oh, Chippy's shouting at her. When am I shouting at a woman? Did I just shout at a woman? No, I didn't.
That Alicia is such an amazing thing in itself, to go into schools and educate. And that is something that needs to be brought forward.
I just think there's a difference in having.
When was the last time that happened, though? Like you said that, you know, this happens, but we don't see anything. Like, she has done it in the past, but I've not seen it lately. Like, she's done some amazing work on this app to show, you know, racism in regard to our community. However, the way it is now, it's not.
But she doesn't really do racism.
Does it matter when she last did it?
Yeah, it does.
Why does that matter?
For me,
that's an opinion. So
for me, that's an opinion, because the thing that you've got to remember, if you go to schools and you act in a certain way on the app, it filters through. Like, what is down your good work?
Cut off Top Girl. Is it 6 months ago? 3 months ago?
6 months ago.
So if it's got to be in the last 6 months. So Wednesday was fine then. Does she need to bring proof of that?
Proof would be nice.
Is it proof for you, or does she need to prove it to the whole app?
I'm the only one who's asked.
Just your preference?
Just for me, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
I just think this is really, really stupid, and obviously people don't get on, and whatever it is, what it is, we're all adults. It doesn't need to spiral into what is spiraling into. Like, we're all aware that Paige ran live. She doesn't really do that anymore. But I don't like this whole thing about Asian backwards like milk. Asian backwards like milk doesn't make sense, whereas aging backwards like milk, like aging like milk makes sense. It's just, I know that she hasn't said Asian backwards. That's not. I've never heard that. I googled it. I can't find anything about it.
I don't understand why that comment needed to even be made, though. This is my point I'm making. Why do comments keep being made? And I know sometimes it's in retaliation, but
It is a flare.
Yeah, you have to stop at some point, or you're just going round and round in circles. Because I understand, if someone says something about you, you're going to jump.
Justifying this kind of stuff towards my community is mad to me.
I've never even heard of that saying, and it's something that wouldn't even come out of my lips if I did. Look, I don't really know a lot of you. I only know Chippy, and I haven't got any problems with any of you. I've seen all of you on live. I watch you, and sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I don't. And I would never dream of commenting on any of your stuff. So I'm a sort of outsider view of all of this. But I just really hope that it can stop, because I think individually you've all got some great things going on in your lives.
The thing is, people, I've never ever said, and I don't come on this app to educate people, right? That's one thing that I've never said. I've said things on this app that I'm not proud of. I have apologized straight away for it. So people coming at me in the comments saying you've said this, I'm not denying I've not said it. I've been educated and I've not said it again. So that's all she needs to do, instead of pretending that she didn't say it.
Yeah, I think at some point the comments need to stop, and then there's no retaliation. But that's the problem, isn't it? If it doesn't stop, people then retaliate, which I understand is human nature.
He was referring to the comments that were attacking.
Yeah, and it's very difficult.
This is the problem. It is the comments. The comments want to do the most, and what people are saying is that we're supposed to look at the good comments rather than the bad comments. If you are in that state of mind, you're going to see the bad comments, and you are going to react to the comments that are digging you out and saying that you said this or done this. It's just a human thing to do. That's what we all do. Yeah. We've all been in rooms where people are saying stuff about us, and we look at the bad comments rather than the good comments. That's exactly what Paige has done in this situation, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm talking, I don't read the comments, because I know, if someone's put a horrible comment in there about me, I just ignore it. But I understand people are more reactive to things. Me, I just don't even, it just washes over my head, because I don't know any of these people. The only people that matter are my family and my friends. If they're going to say,
my voice is done. That's you. Other people, not everyone's the same, and when you come into boxes, people, we all get it. Everyone, even people who it could be their first time in the box, there'll still be shitty comments, and people, you do pick up on it and you respond to it. But I just think this, I don't know, it's just, this is so stupid. And I think
when's it going to stop, Alicia? When's it going to stop?
When it comes to kids, like the other day in Angie's live, there was some geezer in there, I don't know who he was, going on about Muslims and Top Girls kids and saying that she was a bad mother. Now, I'll defend that, because I don't think anyone should be speaking about anyone's kids. Same as Hayley's. I don't think anyone should be speaking on anyone's kids. I think it's all fucking disgusting.
I don't understand
something else where it's all of this. People can have an opinion. No, I don't. From what I saw from Paige in Brigham's live, she wasn't attacking Hayley. She was just saying about the stuff with Torian. I don't think it was an attack, but people take it as that, because obviously people have had fallouts along the way and whatever. But she was just having an opinion, and I don't know the context, because I was out yesterday. It's my son's birthday.
Look,
so
Paige has only pissed me off. Paige has only pissed me off because she's going at the comments, because she's attacking my followers, my room, and that's not fair. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have it off any one of you.
Her responding to people attacking her.
But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to have it off any one of you. Not having it off any one of you.
Is calling people idiots, stupid. Do you know what I mean?
She can't berate the comments because they don't agree with her. That's not right.
If some of the comments were really nasty.
What were they saying?
There was loads of shit people were saying in there. An opinion's an opinion. But
I can scroll back up them all. What were they saying?
Nasty.
What were they saying?
You can go back to look at all your comments. After your live, you can go back and look at the stuff.
No, you can't see the comments.
I've got people in the comments calling, swearing at my mum and stuff.
I know you get it as well, and I'm sure you've responded to negative comments before as well. I have as well. I don't bother really doing it anymore unless it's something really bad, or unless something catches my eye. I don't really bother doing it. But she's obviously feeling a type of way today. She's seen these comments and she's responding to them. I don't think that makes her a terrible person.
I think you said something quite right there, Alicia. You said you don't respond anymore, only if they're really, really bad.
It depends, like, what mood I'm in. If I'm in a bad mood and I see someone saying, "Oh, go look after your kids," then I'll probably respond to it.
Yeah. But that's quite good, isn't it? You're only reacting if it's really, really bad. So I think at some point, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't really know the story fully, but are you saying that EQ started all of this?
This is all escalated from EQ saying that she hopes Hayley Comet's children.
Paige can come back up if she wants.
She hopes that they drop.
I'm not going to have the screaming and shouting.
That's where this all started from again this time, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I think EQ does that for a reaction, doesn't she? She does it for gifts.
She does. But we're human beings. We're humans. We're civilians on TikTok, all of us. So nobody's perfect. And people, like, we are going to respond to stuff and people are going to have opinions. That's what we're on this side of the app for. We all have opinions.
Yeah. But she seems to be the common denominator in all of this.
She's a piece of shit cunt.
Yeah. Yes,
anyway, I'm going to put down now because I don't want to get banned. Bye.
Yeah,
so true. I'm literally just going to come in as a viewer, right? Because I don't do any of this content crap. And I see it as if we are following a creator and they say something, race, children, all this and the other, it's us as we watching them to pull them up on it and say, nah, that's not right. Not then go and go along with it. Until we pull them up as viewers, it's still going to carry on.
I've said many times, if you don't like people, just block them. That's what you should be doing.
Well, yeah, that as well. Why are you entertaining it? If somebody came after my children, I'd just be like, because you know me. I don't care.
I like Paige, but I'm not having the screaming and shouting in the boxes. I can't be arsed with it. I just can't be doing with it. And I just don't like people coming in. I told Corey not so long ago, a few weeks ago, don't come in and start berating the comments. You know what I mean? You either ignore them or just fucking say what you need to say and just...
Because everybody's got an opinion, like everyone's got.
But they're entitled to their opinion. We're all entitled to an opinion, and
of course we are, because
it's not all, it's not always going to be an it's not always going to be an agreeable opinion. You know, we're going to dislike some, we're going to like some, so we can't always pick out the people that just dislike you. Pick out the nice ones as well. Nobody ever does that.
Everybody don't think the same. Everyone's different. Everyone has different morals and different ways of doing things in life. We're not always going to agree.
I dropped Paige because she was accused of saying something, and I would have done that to anybody. That's not just about Paige. I would have done that. If Top Girl was accused of saying that word, I would have dropped her, mod or not. And she knows that. So I would have done it to anybody. So
EQ, though, is like someone who drops a bomb and watches the explosion. So she says something and then someone else reacts and then everyone then argues amongst themselves and she's just sitting back laughing. You know, what I've noticed with EQ, it doesn't matter what you say to her, you can't get to her. And
yeah, because she's playing the better game because she's saying it and she's not reacting to what you're saying back.
Exactly.
People need to start not reacting to her.
People excusing it and then, you know, using grievances to back her or say, you know, this shouldn't have been said because of this, that and the other. You're giving her an outing to become the victim.
But, you know, if you stop reacting to EQ, eventually she'll stop doing it because sometimes when you ignore someone, that's the best revenge. You know, you're giving EQ even a platform.
Do you know what? Normally, I would agree with that. But when it comes to that individual, I don't think she knows any other way.
No, she doesn't.
Don't think she knows any other way. So no, I don't think she'll ever stop.
No, she won't. She won't ever stop. But it's like she feeds off of all you lot arguing amongst each other.
Of course, yeah. People like that do.
And all you people who are friends are falling out over that piece of... Well, I won't even say it because, you know...
But it's hard.
I'm going to go. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, Top Girl.
But it's hard on this app though because you're going to have 50-50. You're going to have half of the app that are like that and they're vile and they think vile and they don't care what they do and who they hurt. And you're going to have the other people that have got empathy and actually feel sorry for the other person.
That's
just life.
There's people that crave on the dopamine, that's the problem. And then they come on this app and then they find they can get like the dopamine from arguing and being really like nasty and horrible, and then they just let loose and they don't care what people think because it makes them feel better. That's kind of why I don't come in in boxes, because like you have to be very, very wary about what you say before someone jumps on it. Because like I'm from Yorkshire, I came from a very little village with 22 houses. I was in a school of 31 pupils, I never grew up in a big area. I'm not very intelligent with what I say. I'm autistic and dyslexic too. So I am so scared to come on this app and jump in boxes. I know someone will probably say something about that because I'm in a box now. But it's the reason why I think so many times and how I have such bad anxiety when I do jump into a box, because people are so quick on this app to jump on you and say, oh my God, she said this, or they twist it. When really, some people don't have a knowledge of how to speak, like say the correct terms or anything like that, because there's so many words that I've learned that you can't say to this person or you can't say to that person. When I've grown up around people that are very, very open with the way they speak. You know, I've got a dad that's a very, very Yorkshireman, and the stuff he says is horrible to me. And God help it if he went out there and said what he says. And you know, this app has learnt me. You can't use them words, and this is what these words mean.
Yeah. People like, but like I said, so you go back to Paige. People like Paige, Torian, they've taught me a lot of stuff on here that you can't do and you can't say.
I'd never heard of Yardi or anything like that. I'd heard of German and French and all the things I'd learnt in school, but I'd never heard of all these different languages and the way people change the language and things like that. It's mind blowing for someone like me to hear all these words.
Yes. Andrew, hello.
Hello there. Just obviously, I'm not going to be able to talk about anything that's gone past because I don't have exactly know what's going on. But just looking at the mood of the room, personally, I don't like anybody mentioning anything about anyone's children, regardless. But getting off of that, I find this platform, generally speaking, is actually pretty good.
Thanks, Luke.
There are, like everything in life, isn't it? There are some quite, shall we say, toxic people on here. They use it to their advantage. The more attention you give them, the more you're actually doing them good.
Yeah.
The best thing, like you said, at the end of the day, the block system is there for a reason.
Exactly.
If you don't like what they're saying or whatever, just block them and move on. Otherwise, it will drive you mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I've learned on this app. You've got to just block people and learn to bite your tongue sometimes.
The best thing you can do, literally, don't get engaged in any kind of response. All your response will be, it's like I say in my life, I'm just going to swipe left, and that's the best way to deal with it. Because some of these people, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a reasonably intelligent man, despite the fact that my brain matter's fading because of other health problems. But I don't understand how some people find it so difficult to engage in a multiple group conversation, like say this one, and not actually just be able to listen. If you don't like what somebody says, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to be in agreement with everybody. You can't be. You won't be. But it doesn't give you the right to start then getting abusive or anything like that. Just accept that their opinion is what their opinion is, and that's the end of it.
But the thing is, like, we can sit there and say we can block them and stuff, but you can block them all day long and block all the accounts. But you're still going to see shit they said on the app through FYP pages or other lines and stuff like that. There's no getting away from it sometimes at all.
That's the issue. You have to, unfortunately, learn to grow a backbone, as horrible as it sounds. Because I've been on this app for 5 years, and I used to go live with groups of girls, and because I don't really talk to anyone, I don't leave the house, so I go on this app. And I had people making slurs accounts about my son, calling him the disabled S word, when I was talking about him raising awareness, and I'd spoke about his dad in a wheelchair, and people came on and made accounts about his dad in a wheelchair. At first, oh my God, I was ready to hit the roof. And then I thought, you know what? These people don't know me. They're fake accounts. They're probably someone that hasn't got a very good life themselves. And I just learned to bite my tongue, and I don't really comment in lives anymore. It's very, very rare I jump into a box unless I get to a point where I want to say something.
The thing as well is when people are saying, "Oh, well, I got triggered. Well, you should just leave the app, like leave the live or whatever." Some people actually forget there's a third trauma response, which is called fawning, which means that a person can't leave because they get put back into that situation in their head, and they actually stay. Do you know what I mean? They can't move out of that situation. It's another trauma response. You have fight, flight, and fawning.
But a lot of people don't understand these things. Do you know what I mean? It's
this is what I'm trying to say. But when people are saying, "Oh, just leave," but when people are saying just leave the live because you don't like what you hear, well, sometimes they can't because they've gone into a fawn response.
Yeah, it's the problem is when you come on the app, no one knows each other unless you know each other personally, and when you're talking, no one knows. For instance, like I'm autistic and I'm ADHD, for example. There's many people on this app which are the same, and when people are talking, some people talk over each other. You don't know that person's got ADHD and they have to say what they want to say. People just think, oh my God, that person's rude, how disrespectful, how disgusting. But I know if I don't let my son, for instance, say what's in his head
Andrew,
now,
just going to drop you in Lost
he's
Princess.
forgotten it within 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then it becomes a massive argument because everyone's saying you're disgusting, you're rude, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I just quickly say before I drop Chippy?
Chippy, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. I normally just I've been sitting listening to this, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now, every single day I live with someone with ADHD, right? And I've done the reacting all the time. When he has a go, I react. I'm actually feeding his dopamine. And I've actually pulled back now, and I'm not reacting, and it drops quick.
Yeah.
And you
Because
should
you're
be
not
proud of
giving them the
yourself.
fix. You're not giving them the fix that they want.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really, really hard. Don't get us wrong. I work on it every day. It is really, really hard not to react. But as soon as you start reacting, there's their dopamine hit, and they just keep chasing it.
And you should be proud of yourself for that, for realising that, because it's a bloody hard thing to do. And it's hard when you've got someone that you want to bite back at, whether it's your child or not, and you learn not to do that.
Yeah, and it's took me, he's 14 now, and it's took me all these years to finally, you know what I mean, say, look, we were arguing all the time.
These people, honestly, the people that are throwing this shit out, they live for it. They live for it. They live for the reaction. If you don't give them the reaction, they get bored and they get fed up, they move on to somebody else.
Yeah, because any attention, is whether good or bad, is still attention.
Yep.
And that's so if you withdraw that, then you've got nothing.
Absolutely.
I would never ever, when my son gets to 18, I will try my hardest